Good evening and welcome to the Onward VRML. My name is TFH with a swear word in the middle, as Nightfire likes to say, and I'm joined by my good friend and co-caster SnooperFax with a pizza cat as a logo. How you doing, Mr. Pizza Cat?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm ready for some wonderful action. Riot. Riot's going to ban Snow Peak tonight, and the 5 Horsemen are banning Downfall. Two very, very rough maps, and I'm pretty sure the league doesn't like them, so I understand why they banned them.
Yeah, and it looks like the 5 Horsemen as well are going to opt to give up their map choice on round 1, give that to Riot, and take Volk instead, so...
I guess I understand on Tanker. If you're not very good at it, you want to sit and hold your... Because it's a map that's pretty much built for defense. It's dark, it's full of cover, you can ambush from almost any angle, so if you want to win the map that you're not good on, sure, sit on your defense.
Yeah, and so hopefully we'll be getting underway very shortly.
We do have all players in, but I think they're going for some extra planning time, which I understand. It's Tanker, it's a slower match sometimes. Granted, last night we saw 15, 20-second rounds that were just clashes, so I mean it can change. But you do want to plan, especially on Tanker.
Yeah, Tanker offers a lot of variation in, the playstyle. We've seen beginners do exceptionally well in this too, and they bring the slower EU play involved, and then we see teams like Global Chem. They bring the aggression. They know what they're doing. They know how to pressure an enemy into capitulating effectively, and then riding off that. We're gonna get going though here very shortly, very promptly as well.
Well, I'm looking at the defensive loadouts. I'm seeing a bunch of AK-12s, a bunch of G36s. I don't believe I see any LMGs. Oh wait, there's one G3. Okay, I was wrong.
A bit of pre-fire right in the round start.
A traditional smoke out on the front. A lot of teams really like to throw smokes on the approach just because it's close range. You want to try and block the line of sight of those people who are camping, like Game Reaper there. But it looks like Riot's going to try and move down into the caverns. Or tunnels, or whatever you want to call them.
Below deck.
Below deck.
Gotta get your, wow, Unseen. Reaper's able to find Ebos, and Unseen is right there. I think he knows exactly what's going on. He's able to catch one. It's a trade. Wow.
That's the power of ambushing on Tanker.
Yeah, now Dr. Sean will have to crawl over the relics of his dead bodies. The 5 Horsemen were able to take the first round as Riot were eliminated by a C4 on the bow.
It was a very offensive C4.
it was placed pretty nicely, so it allowed for kind of cutting off that kind of an approach, and it was very well executed by the 5 Horsemen. It's very interesting to see. Whoops. Now this team swap is already messing with me. I gave Riot a point accidentally.
Hey, just because you're on the team, don't give them extra points.
I'm not on the team anymore, but
that was a great defensive round from 5 Horsemen. They set up, they sat in their ambush spots, and they used them effectively. They didn't let the smoke bother them. They just let Riot come up and started sweeping them down, especially Dr. Sean and Game Reaper in the middle there.
Yeah, getting the early pick on Evos definitely opened up options for the 5 Horsemen in that case, and they kind of just rolled with it. Unseen was able to get a nice little trade, but that does not translate into wins, however, when you're already down a man. And now it's Riot's turn to defend. This is their stronger map, though. They've been doing uncannily well on Tanker. Maybe it has something to do with their newer roster, but
I've noticed a lot of the newer players actually like Tanker for some reason. Maybe it's just my bias towards Tanker, but it's strange. It's strange to me.
It is a little bit of a strange map. It definitely has some aspects that you don't really see on many other maps, but...
Got a call out from Houdini with a shield. Ooh.
There are a couple other shots coming in from Durafen as well.
Now, Dr. Sean has a shield in front of him. He's pushing up effectively with the rifle, making sure that they're getting info before they actually make it up the stairs. I think Riot knows they're there, though. Houdini got the call out before he went down.
Ooh, and Xandria had a perfect time to try to take down the shield, but now he's rotating onto the side that the shield is more powerful on. He could have gone through the entrance. Oh, he tried to go for it, but now the nade is coming out. That'll force Steve to have to rotate back. That flash will not affect him. He's going to try to go for that thing. Bean's able to find Dr. Sean. Now Steve is on his own.
Now, that was a great push with the shield and rifle combo.
Now Durfin's able to find Ebos. Now we go into a 4v2, but not all of the 5 horsemen are pushed up just yet.
Technically, right now, it's just a 2v2 until those 2 horsemen make it past midfield.
Yeah, Unseen's able to find Durafin, and now Bean has good intel on where Steve is, but Steve is able to win in that. Could have waited for some assistance on that front, but it is what it is. Game Reaper, the reservist, by the way, is able to find a pick onto Unseen, and Horseman will go up 2 points.
That was a rough round for Riot. I feel like there were a little mistakes, especially with Houdini down in the catacombs. You shouldn't have engaged that, the shield and rifle combo, but I guess maybe he didn't know. But still, Riot tried to hold it down. Xandria did a great job until he fell. And then, of course, Unseen there at the end, taking 1 before he got ambushed from behind. I mean, it's rough when you're outnumbered like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Game Reaper, the reservist, once again, is coming in strong for 5 horsemen. That's pretty much what they needed.
He's definitely a good player.
You know, a couple things here. But yeah, just the Riot offense when it comes to trying to take on shields. Keep in mind, Dr. Sean is very notably against shields, but he'll do whatever it takes to be competitive. And a lot of teams are doing that as well, where even if they were very against using shields, they're now incorporating it into their strategy.
Well, they've seen the power of it.
Yeah. And it's good to see that people are kind of seeing how well, you know, how much of an instrument that it can be. But Riot need a little bit of help when it comes to trying to take on the shields. I noticed that they're trying to take it on as just one person. There's a lot of opportunities where that flank can easily come in if someone's communicating it. But that communication just is not there right now.
No. But hopefully they pick it up. I'm actually looking at the team rosters, and Game Reaper's official part of the 5 horsemen. So
oh, really? Okay. So he's back
not a
on.
reservist. I apologize, 5 horsemen. We were mistaken.
I thought he was a reservist last time I checked.
Well, he was until he got picked up.
Yeah, there you go. He's doing good work.
Yes. Riot's currently rocking a bunch of rifles. Just scars and...
They don't really have any people who strike me as shield people. I know Unseen messes with it every time and again, but not immediate. Ooh, Q's able to shut that push down.
He was very aggressive moving through the catacombs.
Yeah, he had no support there. There was no velocity going behind that. Dr. Sean's able to find E-Boost, but Sweet Bean's able to find Q, and Xandria tries to go for Steve, but that won't happen. The smoke comes out trying to cover Houdini.
Well, it's a 2v4. Sweet Bean is definitely been revealed to Game Reaper. Now they know where Houdini is too, because he's moving around. And there's definitely a call out going out. So Riot's got a tough job here.
Yeah, they're down. Once again, we're into a 2v4 here. They're able to get a pick, but it's just not enough to keep up with how bad Riot is hemorrhaging right now.
I don't know the remedy to this besides, I guess, hold up on defense and try and cap one Marsoc, but it's still hard. It's a hard thing to do on tank.
And Game Reaper's going to pick right at the time Sweet Bean is looking away, and it's just one of those moments you realize, like, wow, that's super lucky that neither of them were looking at each other, but you can't be peeking places when you're not covered.
My kill confirmed.
Yeah. I mean, Riot has 4 minutes left, so their last player can take their time. And he can use that to sort of, I guess, disorient the 5 Horsemen as to where he is. Granted, I'm pretty sure they know he's in the back of the ship.
Yeah, the back of the ship is probably the least defended area, and so it's his best route for being just one person.
Well, yeah, it doesn't seem like the 5 Horsemen are setting up for the back of the boat. Granted, Dr. Sean is now running back there. I think he's logically deduced that.
This is where he is because Durafen's checked both hallways. They're pretty sure he's not on top.
Well, the onus is not on the 5 Horsemen to push out and kill Hordini. They just have to sit there.
Yeah, they've got... Hordini's got 3 minutes to work with it. So do Horsemen. They got plenty of time to wait it out. This round is still young in the Horsemen's eyes, but in Hordini's, he's lost half of his time and most of his team.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say time's his biggest issue right now. 3 minutes on tanker is a long time. It's not like downfall where you have 15 to 20 seconds between buildings, you have to run. So necessarily he can move slow. He's fine. He can stay stealthy. It's just he can't waste all of it.
He's got to
see the 5 Horsemen don't know where he is. Durafen's running to the back of the boat. Dr. Sean.
Hordini's able to find one. He's not looking the right way. He's trying to confirm. He looks for Steve, but he's not able to pull it off. Horseman will go up another round.
As soon as he opened fire, the 5 Horsemen knew exactly where he was. When you're dealing with 4 other players, it's hard to watch all angles there.
Yeah, and I think Riot's current problem is that they're not pressing attack at the same time. They're kind of sending in people like one at a time and hoping that, they'll get picks. And that's just not the way to go about it on this map. You gotta... You have the opportunity to be able to kind of station people all around the objective and then be able to push in at the same time. And that's kind of what the meta has become. We see Globochem do that all the time.
Yep. I mean, the new meta changes and you got to ride with it.
Yeah. Best teams in the world are not who has the best skill, but who can predict what the meta will be.
Well, especially in Onward, it's a game that everyone's playing the same maps over and over again, and you're just adapting to what everyone else is doing, on average. So once the meta starts changing to those angles that are, I guess, obtuse, where you didn't think you were safe before, but now you're getting shot from there all of a sudden, you've got to adapt. You got to figure that one out, and we're kind of seeing that here.
Yeah, well, Riot's now backed up against the wall. 5 Horsemen have taken 3 points on map 1.
Well, I do believe they have map pick next, right?
This is Riot's picks right here.
Really?
Yeah, 5 Horsemen gave up. 5 Horsemen are home. This would technically have been their map pick, but they opted to play Volk instead.
Ah. Well, 5 Horsemen are definitely happy about the way this map is going.
Yeah.
You can hear the chuckles and laughter. I'm still a little surprised that Riot picked tanker of all things.
They've been doing pretty well on it lately. It's just for some reason, and I've talked with Xander, not even he really knows why. They just seem to do really well there. A couple shots immediately going off the bit. Q is able to find Ebos, but Ebos is only down but not out. So he's able to
Well,
call
Horsemen
out that push.
They've taken control of that whole center section. Oh, Xander's gonna get stuffed.
Oh, yeah, he did. Game Reaper is able to
between-
find that one.
He was between two defenders. He was gonna get ripped up from any angle.
Now it's up to
Oh.
Sweeping and Unseen.
Yep.
The shield's right there. Dr. Sean's able to assist him in that. Now it's all up to Unseen to try to find a shield there. Unseen ducks behind cover. I think Steve has already called it out, but now he's in a bit of a conundrum here. As he's getting pressured from all sides, from all 5 of the Horsemen.
He's getting picked apart.
Yeah. And 5 Horsemen will take map 1.
Now, that's why I wholeheartedly endorse LMGs, especially on maps like this. Like, you just need the ammo. I'm not saying he would have had a better chance against 5 Horsemen, you know, in the catacombs alone, but it would have helped against that shield if he didn't have to reload every 30 rounds, you know?
Yeah, it would definitely be able to force the shield to have to watch one angle, but that only really works if you've got friends who are able to flank around the shield while the shield is focused on your constant fire. So
Yeah.
Riot's biggest issue right now is that they need to know how to stay alive. They're getting extremely aggressive against the team that can match that aggression. And
Well, we saw Xandria there try and flank, and he just ran into an ambush.
yeah, and the Horsemen are doing a much better aggression in this case, where they're not running as fast as they can to the objective and just hoping to run and gun it. They're waiting for the rest of the team to kind of organize and come together and then put the pressure on the objective. We saw it in that last round. Like, there were people at every single entrance.
Yeah.
And that's where Riot kind of fell apart there on the first map. But, you know, we're going to a cargo now. I think this is Riot's pick as well.
I believe it is Riot's pick. If I understand the way this goes, because honestly, I've never seen a team give up their Vulcan or their map pick before.
It's always been a thing that's been around ever since I joined, where, you know, back in the days of like season 4 when there was a much more definitive Volk advantage, a lot of teams would opt just to give up their home or give up their home pick and choose Volk instead.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I've played 4 seasons of the league, and honestly, I don't think I've ever seen it in a live game myself. But hey, I just did.
We do see a lot of top tier teams use that tactic, but 5 Horsemen decide to employ it today.
Well, it worked out for them. They took the map.
Yeah.
It does give you that nice Volk advantage, so
If you feel confident on any map that will be thrown at you, then it's definitely a good pick to go by.
But on to our next map, Cargo. The first objective is going to be over here by the pipeline, over by the propane tank. Pretty exposed objective. There's not many places to cap. The really best place, if you're able to get into it and there's no defenders around, right next to that propane tank, put it in. You can put the code in. That's usually where you're going to see caps.
We see some people get really aggressive and opt just not even to go behind the propane tanks, just go under the cover of smoke and just cap it as quickly as they can and let the speed be to their advantage.
Yes, if you can put out that 5-second cap, 3-second cap, more power to you. I know myself, you might miss a digit and you're sitting there for an extra 5 seconds.
That's happened to me a couple more times than I'd like to admit, but luckily, but if I'm on objective, that means someone's very far out.
Well, yeah. I mean, that objective's just hard in general. Because if you're going to cap by the propane tank, that usually means you've cleared out the yellow building, little alleyways behind. And at that point, you've probably killed most of the enemy team. And, chances are you're probably just going to get executions because the map's so small. So, capping on this objective, I just don't see it a lot. Unless you're fast, as you said. If you can get that 5-second cap in, oof. Starting on round 1.
Yeah, it's a new map for Riot to be able to see if they can get a couple points of their own.
I do see one C4 with the Horsemen.
Mm.
And Durafin's bringing a G3, and the rest are all rocking 12s and rifles.
Yeah, after one of Riot's teammates left the team, I've never really seen any shield players come onto the team, so I don't think 5 Horsemen have to worry about that.
No. I will admit, they did some great shield work and tanker there. That was some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, it was some very basic, you know, to the book kind of shield work stuff, and it works very effectively with, you know, no crazy flicks or anything like that. But
we're out of that era, I think.
Yeah. I still see flicks, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, maybe. Well, you know me. I'm usually shooting at it.
Yeah, and that's really good for countering flicks, is if you kind of give them, you know,
pound it down with LMG fire.
Snooper from the Church of LMG.
Yes.
Knows no other way.
I don't like reloading, okay? And you got a shield.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't blame you.
Smoke goes out onto objective.
Reloading is awkward. That nade is a little awkward as well. It was very well placed, though. It just fell a little short.
Well, it's definitely going to cut off Game Reaper and Steve's vision and hearing on the advance there. So hopefully Riot can take advantage of this and move forward.
Xander is beginning to move up his way up the tunnel, but Xander is able to shut down Durafin before he can do any damage. Now tunnel side is free. This should be the side that Riot choose to push hard on. We're seeing a lot more coordination on Riot when it comes to this map here. We're seeing them kind of group together. They're holding a line, and now they're beginning to surround the objective.
I mean, the key on this map is staying together. You can run out and be alone and certainly get lucky and take out a few of them, but more often than not, you're going to get ambushed by 2 or 3.
Ooh, that nade falls a little bit short of where it wanted to be. Hordini's able to find Steve. This is going great for a first round for Riot, being able to tie it back up.
Well, Game Reaper and Ebos both know where each other are.
Yeah.
I heard the call out, I believe, from both of them.
And Unseen's able to find Dr. Shaw, and the objective is getting much more squishy as we speak. Can the 5 Horsemen hold out against the 5-man Riot?
Unseen is definitely...
And Sweet's able to find Q. It's all up to Game Reaper now, but oh, Sweet just is running.
Is it a cap? Is it a cap?
Is it a cap?
It might be a cap. Oh, no, they decide.
What just happened there?
They were going for the cap.
Epo!
No!
What is going on? Hordini is able to bring some
Ooh.
sanity back here.
Okay, I'm pretty sure they were trying to let Sweet Bean cap, so they put 2 around to try and distract the guy, but the guy killed both of them. So it kind of went bad.
Yeah.
But they brought it back at the end there. I was a little worried.
That positioning is... Oh, I have so many questions.
Like I said, I think they were trying to get the cap and trying to distract him so Sweet Bean could do it, but Game Reaper just killed all of them. It was a 1-2-3, and thankfully Riot was like, okay, we just need to kill him. We don't need to go for the cap. So, like I said, my heart skipped a beat when they started going down.
A good, clean point. Almost gone sour, but Ordini's able to keep Riot in the game when all's falling apart there. But a very nice
2 feet away.
from a very nice push coming in.
Yeah.
But oh, it had me on edge there for a little bit. Obviously, I got a little bit of a soft spot toward Riot since this is my old team, so you're gonna hear a little bit of bias coming out of me. I just wanted to declare that well beforehand.
Yes. I mean, I was on Riot too, so implicit bias, which,
Yeah.
But as someone who is not a fan of capping, that made my heart skip a beat. Like, come on, guys. It's like trying to corral a tiger while, letting the kids get food. Like, no. You lost 4 of them. Anyways, on to round 2.
Yeah, we're gonna see what the Horsemen do in retaliation.
Well, I do see one PKM. The rest are all G36 and AK-12s. One's unseen. Smoke got caught up in the ceiling lamps. Sweet Bean and unseen. I actually made it past the pipeline.
We're gonna see a bit of a mid push as well coming from Horsemen, and a very aggressive Riot defense coming out as well. Oh, that nade finds Q, and Ebos gets shut down by Durf, and he's just not ready for that push out. Now Durfin will have a free pickup on Xandria.
Oh, Hordini can rotate. Oh, never mind.
Oh, but Q team kills.
Bringing it back for Riot there. QQQ.
Yeah, 5 Horsemen are 4 strong. Riot are 3. The numbers don't give any definition yet, but 5 Horsemen have that 1-man advantage to spare.
Yes. To be clear, that was a team kill on the 5 Horsemen. So.
Hey, I'm pretty sure Riot will take what they can get.
Yes. Free help, you know. Here comes a shield push on objective. Steve's just watching him.
Yeah, and Riot are in some good spots.
Yeah. Sweet Bean bringing up the PKM to properly hold that shield off. Yeah, he's got the ammo to do it. He can hold him back from, well, the whole round if he's careful.
Yeah, I think what he's worried about is someone coming up behind him. Oh, the nade from Q!
QQQ he's been dunking
and he's
nades
inside
on
that
people this whole...
No, he's not inside the tunnel, but man, that nade is good.
Oh, Rez cannot come out. If they try and rotate back to him, then he'll lose.
The pressure from Unseen is there. He's able to find the shield. Now it's up to the last remaining member.
You know my philosophy on this one. You're the last one alive.
Oh yeah, go in there.
Hold that objective or die. You don't want them to get the cap.
Some good shield work coming out from the 5 Horsemen. Some just to the book.
Well, let's be honest. What won that round there? Those 2 grenades.
Yeah.
That just plopped right on top of people. I don't know if the first one was from QQQ, but that second one was almost perfect on Sweet Bean.
Yeah, and being able to have the shield give out those callouts to let those nades fall on target is just such a huge part of being able to successfully do that. So it's really good, like to the book kind of shield work coming out there. I don't see the utility coming out on Riot though to counter, which I would imagine they would have done by now, but
I mean, they're using their smokes. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 grenades, but you are right. I haven't seen a lot.
Well, just C4 and Molotovs are definitely good anti-shield devices that are not too punishing on the loadout and legal. Talking about you, RPGs.
Yeah, I mean, the RPG is a controversial edition, but I don't know. It's... If you're careful, it's not the most broken thing in the world. They only have 1 shot.
Yeah, exactly. You got 1 shot to do some damage, then you go to your pistol. It kind of balances itself out. I'd argue that it's actually very underpowered, but unless you have...
Either way, we're on to round 3 with a new objective on the other side of the cargo. Nothing really special about this objective. As you can see, it's pretty out there. It just... I mean, you got a cap in front. You got to make sure you've cleared the area and probably have backup to do it.
Yeah, Xander likes to call us the South-North objective.
South-North.
South-North. And we're going to see a hard push coming out of Riot on this one. Looks like that
is some free fire from a G3 LMG. And that is why you bring them. Because you can do stuff like that. Just completely cut a whole lane off. It's really effective.
Preached, Snooper.
You know I love my pre-fire and LMGs.
Oh, I do.
I don't like to do it in pub lobbies, but if it's in League, all's fair in love and war, right?
Yeah, exactly. Couple shots coming out from Xandria. He's pre-firing different little corners.
Nice, careful push-up from Riot.
Oh, it's Xandria!
Solid grenade.
Wow! The res will come out, but wow, Q trades with Hordini.
Dr. Sean's a little flabbergasted how close that was.
Dr. Sean finds Ebos.
Steve is clearing that smoke even though no one's in. He wants to make sure no one's crawling.
That's exactly what you have to do, though. It's like
it is the strategy. You know, throw a bunch of smokes on it and fall into it and hope to, you know, they don't see them.
We have seen so many caps happen under smoke because people didn't check them, they didn't run into them, they didn't do anything about it. They just let it be there, and people were able to run up and do whatever they liked with the objective.
Well, it's all down to this pipeline push. Xandria's going to try and rotate towards tunnel entrance.
Now, Jelly's able to find Doctor.
Ooh.
And Sandria's able to find Durafin. It's all up to, it's a 2v2. It's Steve and one other. But Unseen is getting around using that cover of the smoke. Game Reaper.
Unseen is behind their lines.
He's just pre-firing now. He's giving away his position. And Game Reaper's able to get that. Oh,
he's going for the cap.
Wow.
And it certainly can happen.
It can happen
Steve
if he's able to pull it off. Steve is in the wrong place. He's checking the wrong side. Can the cap happen? No, he abandons it.
Oh!
Sweet Beat is looking at the wrong place. He's able to find that, and Riot will take the point.
Now that was a clutch cap right there. He saw his opening. I don't know if
they actually got. Oh, I'm sorry. They got the uplink.
Yeah, they capped.
I thought he abandoned cap because there's that delay. No. There's a bit of a delay when that overlay comes out that say Riot wins, defend the uplink. And so I saw him drop the tablet, go to try to shoot him, and I thought that he was, wow, what a clutch cap.
Yeah, I only realized what actually happened when I saw the extra 2 points show up. Like, good job, sweeping.
That was very good positioning, a very risky position, but definitely a spectacular cap nonetheless.
I mean, you don't have to be alive to win the round if you cap. Your life is expendable after that.
No one cares after you cap.
Exactly. You did your job. It's fine.
Well, we're talking about that overlay so much that the timer.
Well, looks like we got some C4. I've got a bunch of rifles. I haven't seen a single LMG on Riot's side, which is a little concerning on defense.
Yeah, well, maybe they have a plan in store here. Their offense has been much better than their defense so far. Steve is pushing up very far as a shield. He's relying on his team to hold the angles, but that angle is opening up right now. Xandria could easily flank around and maybe try to get one onto Steve if he's also able to find.
Evos is trying to bait them out.
Yeah, and Sweet Bean's able to find Dr. Sean off the get-go now. Steve has to rotate around to a place where he has more defense since his rear end is no longer safe anymore. C4 goes off, won't be able to find that Riot shield.
Riot's definitely playing hard right now.
Oh yeah, their game has definitely come together. Oh, Ebos is getting.
Oh, he just chucks the nade behind the shield. Is it gonna happen?
Oh, he's able to get the shield. The shield is down now. A refrag is trying to come out, but he's not able to get that before Durafin comes in and gets some revenge.
He got greedy. He tried to get the shield.
It's definitely good as a shield player if you see someone charging at you to shut that down immediately, and that just did not happen. Durafin is moving out now. He gets picked up by Sweet Bean. It's actually a trade.
Good job holding it down to a 2v2. This is an intense match. Both teams.
Yeah, this has been an intense game. I know the first map wasn't so much, but this, Riot has definitely kicked it into gear, and they want to force a round 3 if possible.
They're definitely trying. And I mean, Riot's certainly locked up. Xandria's got this nice angle that's all the way across the map. Like, there's no other way to get past Xandria if he just holds his position.
Yeah, and it's a very hard position to peek as well.
Yeah. Hordini's over here watching his left side, so if they do try and push up, he can respond to whatever Xandria sees. And Xandria can do vice versa, but I don't think Xandria should move out of his position. Oh, Hordini can pick up QQQ if he peeks right.
Yeah, if he's able to peek through the cargo container, he might be able to find that one. Ooh, the lines! They might be there! Oh, no, he didn't go far enough. But Xandria, it's going to be a trade! And now it is a 1v1.5.
Xandria's resable. He certainly has an opportunity to do it right now. Hordini.
Where is Hordini? Let's see, where is this last member? Oh, he's inside the building. That could happen. The res can come out.
Well,
but it's being monitored. It's being monitored.
He lost his opportunity.
The opportunity is not there anymore, no. But now he's going to rush out there for the... Oh, my God, he made it past. The res came out.
Now it's a 2v1. Dr. Sean is in a tough position. He managed to get out of that left lane.
Now Hordini is running to the position. Game Reaper is rotating back. Riot really want this map too.
Now he has 3 minutes left, and that is an eternity on a map like Cargo.
Oh, so. Yeah, you can get across the map in easily 30 seconds, maybe 15.
Less. Yeah, so this can go either way right now. No team really has to worry for time. I know 2 minutes and 30 seconds sounds like, not a lot, but trust me, when you're in the middle of the firefight, time goes very slow.
And Game Reaper is investing into his time right now. He's only got 2 minutes and 18 seconds left before Riot get that extra third defender, the timer itself.
Yes. And they just have to sit there and hold it, and then it's their point to win.
Yeah, it's interesting that they've now shifted to kind of monitoring many different angles, but they're in such exposed places that Game Reaper definitely has a distinct advantage from just kind of approaching on his own terms.
Well, Xandria's taken up in another great position.
Yeah, he's
over by those barrels. The barrels are bulletproof. He can hide behind them. Well, as I said, he moves.
I think the tension is on Riot right now. They really want this map 2 after map 1.
It'll keep them in the game, and the third map definitely matter. A lot more pressure on the teams for the third map. It's no fun round. It's now we got to play to win. Ooh, this is intense. It's about to happen.
Now Game Reaper is just biding his time. He's just trying to look for these angles, but now Riot have settled themselves out. They're holding good angles. I think Hordini has called it out. What?
I think he's heard something.
Yeah.
But I don't think Game Reaper knows where Xandria or Hordini is. He knows that there's probably someone over in that angle. Maybe he has seen Xandria. I don't know, but either way, I don't think he has a shot.
These rotations from Riot are a little concerning, but now the push is coming out from Game Reaper. They're the final 30 seconds, and Hordini's able to finish it up. Riot will take map 2, 4-1. We're going to have a map 3 decider.
Xandria with some choice comments at the end there. Great push from Riot at the end. Hordini holding it down, getting the res, making sure they were basically cutting the map in half. Dr. Sean essentially had to walk past their line of sight or somewhere where they could hear him. It was just rough for Dr. Sean. Or Game Reaper.
Game Reaper.
Not Dr. Sean. Game Reaper. My mistake. Sorry.
It happens.
But yes, Dr. Sean, you did good too.
Well, we're going to go to a map 3 decider. This is the 5 Horsemen's pick. I wonder if they're going to let Riot pick again or if they're going to actually choose this time.
I don't know. I can't predict what the 5 Horsemen ever do, so...
Yeah, I don't think anybody can.
And at this point, what is the best decision for them? Do you want to sit on your laurels with defense, or do you want to actually pick a map you're familiar with? Try and take a Marsoc round.
If they feel confident on it, playing on every map, then that is what they're going to try to plan on doing, is maybe give Riot you know, the Marsoc disadvantage and let them have their own map, but if Horsemen just really want to be able to finish out strong, I think that they should be choosing their own map.
Like I said, it's a tough decision for me. I don't know what I'd want to do, especially with the way this match has gone, where Riot sort of played a little weak on Tanker. There was definitely wasn't as I don't know what the word to describe it. They weren't playing as serious. They didn't have as many coordinated plans. Like as we said before, they were sort of drip and feeding people into the defense, drip feeding into the offense, and you know, just getting wiped out. And then of course we just saw Cargo, where they essentially dominated. I don't know.
That cap definitely instilled some momentum back into Riot. My goodness, looking at these stats also, Sweet Bean, the cap at 6 kills and only 3 deaths, has been putting in work. So has Hordini. These have been some really good plays.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some really good players on Riot. The 5 Horsemen is a relatively veteran team.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone on that team that's new aside from Steve and Reefer Madness. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, correction.
Reefer's been a
Reefer. What team has he been on before? Correct me.
I honestly would have to look up, but I know he's been on teams.
Maybe he was on Enigma's old team. The what is it? The Silent but Deadly.
Well, he's definitely been around. I've seen him, God, for years now in the Onward lobby, so he definitely knows what he... Dr. Sean, of course, QQQ, Durafen, just, you know, they've been veterans for years now. So the fact that new players on Riot are, you know, putting some wins up against them, and some pretty solid wins at that, that's impressive.
And it looks like that the 5 Horsemen are actually going to choose their map this time.
Good old classic of Suburbia.
I don't really know who's more adept on which map, but I know both teams have practiced these maps very well. Are very familiar with them both. I think there's no better map 3 decider
than Suburbia.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's played it for, like I said, years at this point. We all know the angles. We all know where to look, where to shoot.
Nice thing is it never changes.
Yeah, it never changes for good and bad reasons. But people like it. It's a good small map. You don't have to work too hard to find each other and get into the fight. And of course, there's some strategic elements, especially those hedges, using them effectively, or taking middle house. For an asymmetric map, I think it does pretty well. Granted, there are some complaints that we don't need to get into here.
It's a little bit more symmetrical than some. You got ones like Downfall, where there's clearly like a western bias to it, in like where the plays are going to be happening.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a smaller map. You don't have to find each other. No one gets lost. Everyone sort of knows the lane. Downfall especially, I feel, is a little too slow. Can definitely result in hour-long maps. So it gets a little exhausting to play one map for a whole lot. Nice fast map of Suburbia is always fun. Now, as for our defender loadouts, I see 1 PKM, bunch of G36s and AK-12s, and nothing else. I don't see C4. I don't think
they were too worried about the C4. Riot doesn't play shields anymore.
Yeah. I do see a G3. My mistake. So 2 LMGs and 3 rifles. But no specials. No C4, no Molotovs.
It looks like we're going to see some standard positioning out of Riot. Kind of taking that midpoint, then slowing down their pace.
Yes, Ebos and Sweeping are trying to hold on to that middle. But Durafen is going to start poking at him soon.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Durfin's in a great spot to start a flank on. Oh wow, the angles just didn't line up.
It was a good ambush. She just missed.
Yeah, it just nothing lined up about that, and the nade also was just a little too short either. Now Durfin's rotated away. I think he knows that his position is no longer worth it. It has lost its value.
Well, he did his job though. He slowed down the Riot push. Sweet Bean and Ebos basically stopped in their tracks after they got shot at. So I want to say he did his job. Granted, a kill or two would always help, but on defense, you don't necessarily have to get kills. You just stall out.
And that's exactly what they're doing pretty effectively at this point. Riot have not broken through or, you know, punctured any holes in the defense just yet. But Hordini, right as I say that, finds Steve.
Good start for Riot there. Especially if you start off on a Marsoc. If you take a Marsoc win, that immediately puts you in advantage. No longer can the 5 Horsemen sit on their defensive advantage. They actually have to take a Marsoc round themselves to pull ahead. Sweet Bean putting some fire down on Dr. Sean.
Game Reaper's able to find Ebos. But Hordini's able to find... It's actually a trade, I think.
Yes,
no.
That middle lane is being very contested.
And Q finds... No, was it a C4?
I believe so. Did he? I thought I didn't see a nade throw, did I?
I thought I heard a nade. Oh, he's able to stop Xandria and finally able to get that confirm. I was wondering what was going to happen with that. He was struggling there for a little bit, but now Sweet Bean is the last remaining member. Dr. Sean has eyes on it. He's able to fight that. It's a 1v1.
Now is Sweet Bean going to be prepared
Durfin is coming around for the back. No, he's not ready for it.
Wasn't.
5 Horsemen will go up on the first. Wow, these have been insanely close.
Riot almost had that there.
They almost did. And, you know, there's that soft side of me. I just really wants to root for Riot at this, but I gotta be neutral.
Well, it was a solid flank.
That was a very good flank coming out from Durfin. It was very good to watch. Very, very well executed. His battle sense definitely guided him to a victory there, and he was able.
Got a little bit of tunnel vision after he killed that last guy. He kept looking the same direction.
Yeah, and he was checking the tablet too, which is not bad, but it's like you're in a very exposed position. The first thing you should think about after shooting is, you know, rotating, and that just didn't happen, and Durfin was able to make the most out of that.
Yeah, especially after you reveal your position from killing 2 of his teammates. You generally want to keep your rifle up. You want to try and reload if you really have to, but for the most part, you got to understand that you just revealed your position. They're probably coming for you, or at least have a beat on you. So you need to either get down and cover, and check your rear, something. And he had time to do that. He had 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
It's just tunnel vision.
Yeah, the tunnel vision definitely comes into play in this game. You know, you're kind of focused. The objective's right there, and there's no one there. You're thinking, what on earth is going on? And it's a flank.
Yes.
I mean, whenever no one's shooting back at you and you're right next to the objective, there's a flank happening. I guarantee it. Unless someone's really bad at doing their job.
But hopefully they learn from it, hold their defense. I mean, 5 Horsemen did an excellent job there. For every kill every teammate they lost, especially QQQ there with his grenade.
I think it was a grenade.
Then, of course, it was some sort of explosion, and you got to be impressed with that.
Yeah. Well, Xandria is taking some pre-fire. He has a C4 on him. Probably going to what he calls an Allahu Akbar.
Definitely a little pre-fire war there, but sides. Now I have noticed people have discovered you can get on top of that red car, and they're just doing it all the time now.
Yeah, they're able to do it by, I think, vaulting onto the tire, I think. Ebos has got some company right here, and he's going to... Ooh. And he's got
It's a close range battle.
This is as close as it should ever get.
Oh, wow. They
Wow.
are feet away from each other.
This is...
Sandra.
Oh, Dr. Sean. Oh, that rotation was not what Riot needed.
Well, Xandria needed to stay down there if he had any hope of staying alive, because Dr. Sean was staying low and just watching the hedge movement while Steve distracted.
Oh,
now Ebos is going to try and take on the shield.
And he's not doing it the right way. He's going to get caught up by Dr. Sean. Hordini's able to find Q. Get a confirm out of that, but now there's smoke on objective and
2v4.
Couple of nades coming out. Unseen is making a very dangerous rotation. Dr. Sean finds Sweet Bean. And 5 Horsemen will go up another point.
That was a good, clean sweep from the Horsemen there. They only lost 2 players. Durofen with the MVP, 4 kills. Dr. Sean falling behind with 3. I mean, they did very well there. Riot didn't have much of a clap back there.
Yeah, the Riot's getting caught up on the shield, I think, is their main issue. They're not approaching it the way they should. You know, whenever you see a shield with these guys, you should be thinking about, oh, there's going to be a guy behind there, because as good as Steve is on the shield, he's not playing it like Kija does, where he goes solo and whatnot. He's playing it so Dr. Sean can have mobile cover and, you know, someone who can be a spotter, and it works really well. So you got to look for that. You got to look for that buddy first whenever you hear that shield nearby. And then you can start trying to 1v1 the shield, which still is not in your favor when you're 1v1ing a shield.
No, definitely not. And especially if you don't have an LMG or some sort of basically anti-shield device, a grenade, a Molotov, C4, something that goes boom and stops the shield in its tracks. But for anyone unfamiliar, Todd is what we call a shield pro, where, yeah, he comes at your face, you're probably... Well, you know the strategies. You know when you get close, you knife and run at them. You know when they're medium, you sort of, you know, you peck at them and you try and get some accurate shots around the side. You know how to play the shield. Yeah. Where some people, especially...
I know exactly what kills shields as well.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not afraid to tell you what can.
So, I understand some people may think the shield isn't very viable in a firefight involving automatic weapons, but trust me, it's very good.
I would argue it's a very, very good device to be able to take on. It does have its glitches here and there. I try not to play to those glitches, but
nothing inspires more terror in me than running out of ammo as a shield's coming at my face.
Yeah.
Because you somehow have to either get behind cover or do a reload under fire or while a guy's running at you with a knife. And either way, those are terrible experiences. But that's Onward.
Ooh, there's a massive push coming out of Unseen as he pushes right up to the middle house. Looks like there's going to be a bias there.
Definitely a solid push there from Unseen.
Yeah.
Made it through and everything.
And he's definitely in a good...
What I like to do when I'm in Unseen's position is actually come around to the other side.
And then attack from the front.
Yes. You actually have a lot more angles into the house, and people don't realize that they're being seen from those front windows. They don't expect someone to come out by this APC and just light it up. It happens. It works. I like it. People should do it more.
A bit of C4 goes off a little prematurely. Won't be able to find any purchase. Still 5 strong. A minute into the round. Oh, but the nade is going to be a little long from... I think that was... Man, these guys... I think that was Steve. Oh, but the push is coming in. Game Reaper has to defend the upstairs. It's interesting that Horsemen are choosing to defend the upstairs instead of more on objective. That could bite them if Riot are successful in being able to take it down.
Well, Riot can definitely recognize when a good time to cap is. We've seen that already. And if 5 Horsemen give them an opening, they'll take their 10-second caps, you know?
Yeah, I think Horsemen right now are just more focused on locking Riot up at the middle house, and Riot are falling into that. You know, Xandria is in there. He's got to deal with 2 people. Oh, he's able to find one. Can he find Dr. Shot? He's able to do it in one swift swoop. Xandria has taken out the middle house.
He just charged it, and that's really how you need to do it. You catch him by surprise. I mean, I understand part of it's luck, but running up those stairs as fast as you can and getting your first shots out.
And Unseen finds Durafin. There's only 2 members defending. One's inside that spawn house. That is Q. And then the other one is on objective. This could be a capping opportunity.
This could very much be a cap.
All the smokes are coming out. Steve is not checking. Steve is able to do it. But
if Steve goes down, it's cap. Get down, Ebos.
Riot won off of an elimination. They were able to find Q, and now Riot will take a point.
I didn't think they took out that last guy there. I thought they were about to get wiped out from standing around the objective. I was like, what are they doing?
Definitely some interesting on-objective strategies coming out of that, but Riot nonetheless got a point on the board. They're pretty happy with that.
Oh, I'd be very happy with that. That was solid, especially some of those headshots. Xandria's push-up middle house.
Yeah, we can't go without saying it. That was pretty spectacular to watch.
Yes, a man after my own heart. Just charged it. No fear, you know?
He just assessed the situation properly. I think his in and out... I'm sorry. I'm giving points to the wrong team here.
Yeah, dude, what are you doing?
I don't know, man.
But yes, a great round for Riot there, coming right on back. They caught 5 Horsemen by surprise. Unseen was keeping a Game Reaper pinned down and focusing on the lane 4. It was just a great strategy from Riot, if it was a strategy, mind you.
Yeah.
Riot happens to have this weird knack of just, hey, we're gonna do stuff, and it happens to look like a plan.
Hey, man, it works sometimes.
Everyone knows what they're doing. As long as they do it correctly and don't trickle in like what happened on Tanker, they can do it. They can fight effectively. It's just, I just don't think Tanker's their best map, so it wasn't the best view of Riot. And now we're seeing the real version.
I do know that Xandria likes to, manage what his team does a little bit more intensely. Like, he likes to kind of come up with a plan.
Oh, man with a plan's not a bad thing. As long as it's not too strict.
Yeah.
Riot's currently rocking AK-12s, G36s, and a C4, and a G3, I believe.
Ooh. We can see some explosives coming out here. We're going to follow Steve here, because I kind of just want to highlight how, not aggressive shield players, can hold up teams. You don't have to be a star shield player to be good at it. You just have to be a team player.
Well, you have to know how to cover your whole body. That's the basics.
That's the basics.
Beginner level. Which I cannot do for the life.
The nade comes out, but it bounces up the side. Won't be able to go past Steve. Dr. Sean is going to back him up now. Now Ebos is going to have to try to challenge that shield. He's got a friend right there. So Ebos' attention should be shifted over, but he's running on a limited time frame because that's...
I think Ebos realized he was in a bit of a bad bind there.
Yeah, okay, the first step is taken care of. He's able to take out the shield friend. Now the shield is on his own. He's only got Durafin right by him, but Steve knows that if he doesn't move any further up, he has that cover coming from Durafin. The flashlight kill comes out. Very nicely done.
In the face with one
and now the objective is very open.
Xandria takes out another of the 5 Horsemen. Unseen and Hordini are currently watching Steve, making sure that no one pulls up. Durafin is behind Steve in the playground, so he can definitely come up and try and cap. But it's going to be a dangerous movement, unless they got a lot of smokes. Yeah, Steve's trying to bait him out. Once again, if the chat wants to clip that headshot, that was just
That was
cold.
good. Oh, and Sandria gets a nice little flank. Now Durfin's going to have to respond, but Sweetbeat is able to get that going, and now the 5 horsemen are just a horseman.
Just one last horse.
One horseman. It's not a horse, it's a horseman.
That's right. Riot's making glue right now, guys.
What about Jello?
Jello, yeah, Jello. Anyways, it's all down to Game Reaper. Pulls a red smoke. Hopefully it's a distraction smoke, because I would want to charge after doing that. Looks like it. He's throwing a nade. He's backing up. Distraction smoke. Okay. I approve.
Snooper approved strategy. He is a lone man. And Game Reaper's going across a much safer lane here. He's got that coverage from the middle house. The question is he going to try to pick off Riot as he goes or go for the cap? It looks like he's going to try to go for that picking option, try to get to a place where he can operate from. That middle house top floor is a great place to be able to do that from.
Now, there is some discussion in the chat about the points. Do we have the points correct?
I might not. Let me check that when we get there.
Okay.
I think I corrected it after like time travel is hard, okay? When you're streaming on a 6-minute delay, I'll put it that way. I think it's correct now, but we'll see. I'll definitely make note to double check that when I get to the next intermission screen. Game is just trying to monitor, but right now Riot's monitoring the right angles, I think.
Oh yeah, and they got someone on objective, so Sweeping goes down, they understand. They
What's
probably
going
need
on.
to get over there. Game Reaper is in that second floor now. They didn't see him go up the stairs, apparently. A little strange, especially where Houdini is. He should have been able to see those stairs effectively. But all Game Reaper has to do is shoot one shot, and Riot's going to this.
Yeah, they're going to understand exactly where he is and probably charge right at him. If not, organize a plan to, corral him.
And it's all quiet on the home front.
I read All Quiet on the Western Front, but that's a book.
That's a book. Game Reaper's trying to scan him. He's going to get down to 1 minute and 20 seconds now, so that's not a lot of time. Certainly not emergency amount, but it's going to go quicker than he thinks.
Yeah, he's only got... that time is running out, and even on Suburbia time, that is not much time to deal with, especially when you got 3 people to worry about. The only real chance he's got, or the real option that he's got going for him, is to try to go for that cap.
Yeah, but 3 people... I mean, he could sneak in and get the cap, sure. He's going for it.
I think that's exactly what he's going to try to do.
I just don't think it's going to work out with him. For him.
Who knows, but if he is able to get this cap...
30 seconds.
Oh, Sweetbeat's got the shield. This is something he did not see coming. Now he has to rotate away.
It's done. He just has to... Yeah, it's done. Unless... There it is.
Riot, tie it up. Very nice use of the shield.
Solid defense there. I mean, there wasn't much Game Reaper could do. He'd have to take out the 2 people in the front yard of Nick Cage's house and then deal with the shield, all within 30 seconds and 30 rounds. That's a tall order. That's a lot of accurate shots.
Well, the scores I think are correct now, unless... Yeah, 4-0, 1-4, 2-2. Unless the 5 horsemen were 2 points on cargo, but I thought it was 1-4.
I believe so.
Yeah, well, our scoreboard doesn't matter. The VRML one does, so...
Yes.
Never believe the lies that the news give you, okay, people?
Oh, no, Todd.
VRML is a biased organization. No, it's not. No, it's not. Don't believe the lies that Todd says, I should say.
Definitely some great matches. And maps, too.
And we're going to finish it up on a middle house objective. Well, maybe not finish it up, but oh.
Yeah, let's not predict anything here, Todd. I mean, Riot could cap and end it here. 2 points from a cap would do it. And that would definitely be a very impressive thing to do in that middle house, considering there's probably going to be 2 or 3 horsemen up there with automatic rifles.
I would be surprised to put all 5 up there, but I'm going to... And right in the gameplay, we're going to see...
5 up there.
Oh, yeah. I'm all about them house parties, man. I know we're supposed to be social distancing and whatnot, but man...
That's only 5 people. It's not 10, you know?
It looks like they're going to go for a 5-man.
5-man centerman. Oh, wait. QQ's going to hang out.
Oh, wow. Q is spoiling the party.
But that is a
Shun him.
orange house now.
Ooh, a bit of pre-fire already. Almost gets Q in trouble.
Using that children's slide effectively.
And the tactical children's slide.
Yes. You get it from Home Depot.
I don't know if Home Depot sells that, but I'll keep it in mind.
Well, you know, Lord knows what they're going to sell after the pandemic.
You know, you never know. You never. The funny thing is, I know a guy who works at Home Depot, so.
Oh yeah, I think we all know a guy that works at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Anyways, Horsemen are locked. Durf front. Game Reaper watching the APC. Q just hanging out watching the tablet. Steve watching the stairs, and Dr. Sean watching his team. Yeah.
He's all about that. Just the way you said it. I'm sorry, man.
But this is the part. Oh, do I hear the jingle of a Molotov?
Ooh.
We're gonna see some fire effects, guys.
Now
this is a level 2 magic show now.
Level 2.
Yes.
I'm just trying to see what you're talking about, but there's a
there's
a Molotov on Steve.
Jingle.
What people have been doing lately is if the round goes down to the final 30 seconds, throw a Molotov on the stairs and you just shut down the stairwell.
Well, I do the same thing with smokes. You just smoke it and then that sort of holds them off a bit.
Yeah, but the Molotov prevents people from going up those final 30 seconds.
It's a hard counter as opposed to the soft counter.
Smokes are optional. Molotovs are mandatory. Dr. Sean gets down by Xandria.
Xandria gets down and Dr. Sean dies.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Confirm. It's important, Todd. Get it right.
I'll make sure I do it, sir. And it looks like Steve's getting ready to throw the molly on. I think he's expecting a shield push. If not, Molotov is pretty good. But
it's definitely very good.
Shield pushes on this map are...
Well, if I was trying to hold the defense on the stairs, you are right.
Q was able to find sweeping, and now we're into a 4v3. Horseman's advantage right now.
Now, I would like to point to the chat, Todd. We have 47 people watching.
Ooh.
Yeah. Definitely a good game to join in on, guys.
Oh, yeah. This is probably one of the most intense matchups I've seen this week.
I actually kind of like these. I'm not saying these are low-tier teams, but not top-tier teams. You know, like, it's much more interesting to watch mid-tier teams battle out because
it's not as predictable. The Molotov goes out, it shuts down for 30 seconds, giving Riot only about 2 minutes and 15 seconds to work their way in.
I don't think I see a second Molotov, so... A good nade there, just 2 steps too short. Oh, another Molotov. Yep, they're going to do it again.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're doing it now rather than at the final minute.
Yes, this isn't the hard counter that we know. I mean, they could...
Oh, that nade is good!
Unseen
found 2!
Good nade. I guess it was worth it. Unseen burned alive, though.
Yeah, unfortunately. So now Riot are only 2, 5 Horsemen are 3, but we saw Xandria do before. Can the middle house be cleared? Ordini finds a nice pick onto Durafen. And now we're into a 2v2. Yeah, they got a minute 45. Both Molotovs have been used, so we'll use the full timer to keep this stairwell in play. Ebos
Ooh.
fights Q.
It's all down to Game Reaper, and he is in the second room. So if they put up the nope.
And now, yeah,
All
Game
right.
Reaper has to come out now if he wants to be able to defend the uplink.
This is intense. They've got a minute left, so they can find some nice pokes, and there it is.
Riot take the lead on map 3.
Good Marsoc win there. They just kept poking and poking at the Horsemen. Unseen there with that clutch nade.
Such a great
Got
attack.
A lot of good clips.
Oh, that was such a good attack on the upper floor of that. It was not looking good for Riot, but they turned it around. They just focused on looking for those small little picks.
They were very good at those picks.
Yeah.
I mean, usually when you start finding those angles, it turns into trades or you lose 1 or 2 on it because it's a very small angle to shoot through, and usually the defender's already lined up. But Riot was just picking them apart. Every time they got an angle on someone, gone. 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 Of course, Unseen's grenade, which was a worthy sacrifice. He ran into the fire, threw it perfectly up the stairs, took 2, and burned himself alive.
Yeah, his sacrifice will be remembered, but here's the challenging part. 5 Horsemen have been doing really well on that shield work, and this is an objective that really lends itself to good shield work. Will Riot finally be able to counter this and be able to take down the 5 Horsemen, or will the 5 Horsemen live to fight another round?
All they have to do is sit on their defense, and if you look at the kills and death ratios, it's even. It's almost dead even. So this could go any way. And of course, it's this center objective again, so we could see another castle up. Granted, I don't endorse the whole 5-man in that second floor thing. That's not cool. I wholeheartedly think 2 people should be in the big house in the back, 3 in the center. And then you got a nice solid range of covers. You have overlapping fire. You have kill fields everywhere in the hedge line, so use it.
You've heard it from Captain SnooperFax.
I'm never gonna. Well, I was a co-captain, wasn't I?
Yeah, I kind of made you
forget
that.
about that. Yeah.
I made your job really easy, though.
Yes,
Game
you did.
Reaper is not making it easy for Riot. And we will see the shield push coming out from Steve.
Riot is prepared for the pre-fire, though.
Yeah.
They know.
Are they prepared for the shield push, though? That's the real question.
So far it's been a 50-50 on shield assaults on who wins, so they can do it. It's just whoever has the advantage, the angle, typical Onward stuff. The chat is being pretty hilarious about the
Dr. Sean comes around from the back, catches Xandria by surprise. That is exactly what the 5 Horsemen needed. It's just that early pick to start it off, and now their downstairs is completely clear. They do have Unseen, and they actually are doing exactly what you were saying, Snooper. They have 2 people in the back.
Taught them well.
Exactly. For those of you who don't know, me and Snooper were both Riot alumni. Unseen tries.
The whole point of the strategy isn't necessarily to kill people, but you're up. You've got that nice high angle. You're preventing a push from those 3 people onto that center house. Oh, and there it goes. Ordini gets QQQ. You do need to get out of that window once they get a lot. You need to start rotating to the other side. And you need to bounce back and forth, because if you're getting shot at through a window, you cannot pop back up and shoot through that same window.
If an Unseen pops up here, he'd be able to fight Q, and he's able to do that. He's able to duck down before Durfek could do anything else, but now Steve is inside the house. There's a good monitor coming from Dr. Sean as well up that corridor there. I think Horsemen are definitely looking for a cap here. And they definitely have the potential to. They've got 4 strong. Riot only have 3, and one of them is off of objective right now.
Well, if Unseen is able to rotate just a little bit, he can find shot.
Yeah, he just needs to rotate a little bit, but he's a little bit worried about Defilade, I think.
He is.
Yeah, he is. And so that goes down. Now the rest of it is...
Durafin.
I'm sorry, not Defilade. Durafin. You're right.
Yes. Fall down to the center house. Now, Riot, well, they are in a place where essentially Evos and Sweet Bean are gonna die. They're not gonna get a cap. They're not gonna get capped on.
Ooh,
they
the
die.
nade got bounced off the shield. I think it hit Dr. Sean, but it doesn't do any major damage. Wow, the monitoring. And now Durafen is peppering the top. 5 Horsemen are 4 strong.
Ooh!
Oh, and Sweet Bean's able to take down the shield.
Spaz 12 down the stairs.
That's actually a double, I think.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a pop. 1, 2, gone. And they just evened it up. Sweet Bean guarding the stairs. The shotgun's a little bit of a risk because
Emos is able to fight Durfin. It's all up to Dr. Sean. Riot need one more point. This could easily be an upset. And they're able to do it. Riot will beat the 5 Horsemen.
wow.
Amazing. I don't think that's where
a Spaz 12 MVP in a match.
the
job,
Spaz finishes it. And
So I
a
think that was a
gallant
clip.
fight, an amazing fight comes to an
Yeah.
end. Wow, that was probably one of my favorite matchups this week. This has been an incredibly close game.
Solid back and forth from both teams. 5 Horsemen did a great job. But Durafen was 7 kills. Sweet Bean was 7 too. QQ was 6. I mean, it was virtually even. It was 2 teams that were. That was great. That was
Incredible.
Yeah. So Chad, I hope you are as impressed as we are with that, because that was insane. Like I said, the Spaz 12, I didn't even see had that at the beginning. I thought it was just another rifle, and all of a sudden I heard boom, boom.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere, and that was amazing because it was able to get that double, even it up when Riot lost their outside, their ability to monitor the outside, and it cleaned up really nicely, and Riot were able to carry that through and take that win.
Yes.
Well,
I mean,
it was not looking
was
good
great.
for Riot, but this is probably one of the most incredible turnarounds I've ever seen on cast. And
yeah, that's
starting from a 4-0 on one of Riot's stronger maps, Tanker, going to the Horsemen, and then turning it around and having a very dominant. I don't even want to say dominant. That was getting way too close at times, but a very good turnaround from Riot and a very good attempt by the 5 Horsemen. This has just been an incredible match to watch.
yes, definitely great Onward tonight. Like that's probably the best Onward you're gonna see all. I thought our game last night that we casted was pretty good, but this kind of took the cake. We saw some pretty incredible stuff from both teams. Oof, my heart was pumping there for a while.
Yeah, me too. I didn't know what was gonna happen, but that's really the wonders of these casts and why they are so important in our community. And it's really good to be able to showcase, the 5 Horsemen doing some really good strats and giving Riot a hard one. But Riot just, they built it together and they went on through and they were able to just get the W. And that is awesome to see. So very good on
Yes.
Riot. A very good attempt from the 5 Horsemen. I don't think I could have asked for any better Onward.
Well, I think it's time we should thank our sponsors and
Ooh,
start
yes.
closing it up.
Well, our sponsors for this, we have 4 now, and I'm going to forget one of them. I guarantee it. But we are sponsored by Pro2 VR, VR Cover, Rebuff Reality, and Fixed Gaming. The first 3 of those, Pro2 VR and VR Cover and Rebuff, are giving goodies out to our winners of our championships. And Fixed Gaming gave out goodies to us by giving us that amazing music that you hear right now and in the intro and in the intermission and what have you. You can get in contact with Fixed as well. They do they contract for anybody who's doing content creation. So if you're trying to get an amazing soundtrack for your content creation, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, Mixer, what have you, definitely get in contact with Fixed Gaming. My name's TFH, my co-caster, SnooperFax. This has been the 5 Horsemen versus Riot. And my goodness, what an incredible game it has been. But we're going to have to wrap it up now. We will see you all later.
Stay safe and stay inside, guys.